Hi everyone, it's me, Glittah Gal Jess, and today I'm going to take you on a journey to bring you from this to this. So yeah, let's just get started because I hate this scripted stuff and that is my very first intro. I don't really know where I'm going from there. So I am gonna roll my sleeves up and let's get into it because this is not what I want my face to look like, so let's talk makeup. Obviously the first thing you want to do is start with a very clean surface. So I've already done that by using my handy dandy face wipes. Just make sure there's no like makeup residue. And actually, I know this probably is bad, but I use like alcohol just from like the drugstore. It's 99 cents and whatever. Because I have very oily skin. So for me, I got to start with something that like makes it a little less oily. And I'm very red. I mean, maybe this camera doesn't tell because the lighting is so good. But that's just facts are facts. So I'm going to start over because the first thing you got to do is put your hair up. Get this hair out of your face. Can't do makeup with hair in your face because, you know, you get makeup all over the place. I have glitter everywhere. Glitter is always everywhere. That's what happens when you play with as much glitter as I do. Anyway, let's get started. First, I'm going to use a primer because you got to prime the skin for everything else. And I use a primer that is like matte, and that's because again I have very oily skin, and I don't want to have oily skin or like a lot of shine coming through, so I gotta like mattify that shine. The whole thing with everything that you do with makeup is finding what works for you. So whatever works for me might not be what's best for you, but that's the makeup journey that you have to go on. So I got primer on. I do things a little different, and I start with my brows, but that is because you know, foundation. It's just what I do. So I get plenty of people all the time asking like what I do. I don't know, at work and all that fun stuff, always asking, how do you always do your face like that? Well, I'm going to show you how. So with brows, I'm using this little eyebrow pencil here, and I'm actually just going to draw where I want my brows to be. So like there's the start, and people say this in almost every makeup tutorial, but it is very important to know, especially for all of my friends who might not watch as many makeup tutorials as I do, but brows should be sisters and not twins, so don't feel worried if they're not exactly alike, because the only person who's clocking that stuff is you. Or somebody who really knows what they're doing, but there ain't many of those around. Anyway, so I'm going to put a little dot here because that's where I want this to go up to. And then I want to take it down to like here. Anyway, so I don't currently have any fancy brow anything, but I usually just use setting spray and eyeshadow. And then a paintbrush. Like a regular, got this at a craft store, paintbrush. So just spray my little setting spray, a little palette here, and get my paintbrush ready with whatever color brows I'm going to do that day. So for the look I'm doing today, I'm going to use a just a brown, just plain old good brown, and line up to that other line there. Look how angry you look. And it doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to wipe half of it off anyway. I don't know, Mom, do they match? Maybe? I hope so, because I feel like from what I'm seeing in the mirror, they kind of match, so that's what I'm going to go with. So I use a darker color, like almost a blacky brown, and I just kind of fill in the tails here. And sometimes I do feel like painting them on like this with eyeshadow and setting spray, because I know that's not like what you're supposed to do. I know that they make products like brow gels and all sorts of stuff, but I have so many eyeshadow palettes and things that I just haven't used in such a while that I was like, you know what, F it, let's just use them as eyeshadows, and it works. So then I like will use like a lighter color brown in the front part and just kind of blend it in as much as I can to the darker color. And like I said, they don't have to be exactly the same, but as long as they're in the ballpark of the same. Like I even know what a ballpark is. I'm not a sports person. Never have been, never will. You can't make me do it. I went to one baseball game one time because it was Game of Thrones night, and I thought that would be a good idea, and you got a free t-shirt, so I was like, yeah, free Game of Thrones t-shirt, whatever, I can wear this to work, because it was the Royals. And I don't remember a single thing about that game other than the kid in front of me was so drunk he threw up. And then they told him he had to leave, and he just got up and started running, like away, like out. So that was interesting, but that's all I remember about my time going to a sports game. And that's the only sports game I've ever been to in my entire life. And now you know, all while painting on some eyebrows. I always keep makeup wipes available, because you never quite know. I'm just going to wipe all that gunk off with the brush for now and put it away. And then I'm going to use the other side of this little makeup wipe to try to clean up the bottom. So I'm going to get a little close here. Don't mind me. Same thing to the other side. Boom. All right. And now I'm going to define the tops of these here brows I'm putting on with some basic concealer. Again, not sure if this is like what anybody would consider the right thing to do, but makeup is art, as a common hashtag I use on Instagram. And so I figured with art, you can do whatever you want to make it work. Right? So just draw out where I want the tops of the brows, trying to define this. And then do the same thing to the other side. Alright, oh, see? Every girl, my sister was just complaining about this the other day. Not every girl, most girls. Like, we have this little thing here. And it's annoying because whenever you're like not wearing makeup, or maybe you're not all done up, or maybe you're just like, you know, going out, people are always like, why are you angry? And you're like, I'm not, but it's probably because this little thing, these little maybe that's just a sign I'm getting older, ladies, or men, or whoever. But yeah. All right, now that that part is done, now I'm ready to do foundation. So for that, I'm just gonna take foundation. I try different foundations all the time because, again, it's all about finding what works for you. And I don't know if I have yet, but I'm always trying different things. So I put a little on each of the, like, you know, those key areas, and then I'm going to use a little beauty blender to, you know, dab it all over my face. I definitely want to, like, dab it, because you don't want to like smear it, because one, it doesn't ever like stay very long if you do it that way, and you want to clog your pores. I'm just kidding. That was you do not want to clog your pores, but makeup naturally does that. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going with this. Now I'm just rambling. I'm gonna stop. But trying to blend my forehead all together. I don't do contouring really much because I'm new at this, and it's just not something that I do on the daily. I do my cheeks. I cut my cheeks, I think. That's what they call it. But I don't really like contour my forehead and do all those other things. I just want to make it so my skin's not so red. Oh my god. So there's like this dude who records stuff. His name's Nathan. I'm just going to introduce you to him right now. And the reason that's important to know is because he is sitting right there and he's making fun of me. He's making faces. He's like, oh, this is super boring or whatever. And maybe it is. But you know what? This is my very first video. So it's a learning experience. It's a journey for me as well as you. So you better shut your damn work. My brain is stupid. You made my brain stupid. I'm trying to make quality internet content and you done messed it up. But you know what makes it better? Painting your face, slapping on a smile. I'd say going out in public, but that's not true. But once your face is painted and you slapped on a smile, going out in public ain't so bad. Anywho, foundation is done. what's next? Probably powder. So I use 2 different powders. Whoops, got real close to that. So I use 2 different powders, a darker one and a lighter one. And that's because, you know, powder I feel like is my version of contouring, but it's just, you know, what I do. Dark colored powder, darker anyway for me. And take that a little bit down. Anywho, lighter colored powder for like this part. You know, like a tea kind of thing. Little martini glass or whatever. Just go up in the center under the eyes. I put a lot of powder underneath my eyes. Well, not a lot, but as much as I can, because when I put eyeshadows on, if anything falls there, I can just like brush it off with a little brush. And then I don't have to worry about like fallout from eyeshadows. Or do my face backwards. Because I think putting on your eyeballs and then going back and doing your foundation, if that works for you, phenomenal. It's never worked for me because then I feel like I have to like blend around what I've already blended to what I consider perfection. So anyway, powders. Whoa, you look like a crazy person. Yeah, that's what happens between all of these steps. I'm going to just take this little like poofy brush that I use all the time just for like blending out these powder stuff. Again, I use eyeshadows for a lot of things, and I have specific brushes for a lot of things, and none of them are, you know, fancy brushes yet, but this little fanny fan brush I got for Christmas a couple years ago, and he's pretty good. So I'm going to use some dark, and this is going to look dark, but hopefully no worries here. I'm going to use some brown eyeshadows. Just start at my, like, you know, sideburny thing. I'm going to go right where, like, if you suck in, there'd be like a cheekbone there, right? Just kind of like, you know, there's a line. And do the same thing on the other side. There you go. And you're done. The end. I hope you enjoyed this makeup tutorial. I'm just kidding. Anyway, then I'm going to use a little poof brush and with a different color, but it's like a mauve-y, and I don't know, poof it up a little bit, poof up some dark color, and just kind of smooshing it on there. These are words that we use when we paint our faces, smoosh and floofs. And if you think that they're not words, you'd be wrong. Now I'm going to use something that's actually blush. It's a little pinky pink, and just kind of like, I don't know, blend it out. It's not perfect yet, because, you know, nothing ever is perfect yet. Getting there. I'm going to take my little handy dandy brush here, again, my poofs, my big poofs, and I'm going to take my darker colored powder that I had right here and just kind of make like a little line. The the brown line that I made. Do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so it's still filming, which is good. We're good. But now I'm going to put on a little bit of highlight. And I'm just going to use like a little light color, because the eye look that I'm going to go for today is also going to be a little light color. You know what? Never mind. I'll talk about it later. And then put this just like on top of, you know, like the little, you get like a little shelf, or is that just me? If you don't have a little shelf, you can put some right where there should be a little shelf, and it gives you the illusion that you have some sort of semblance of like a cheekbone. Dark to light. Oh my God, you've made a thing. Alright, now that that part's done, you ever like have a ponytail and you're just like, yes, I love this ponytail. Yeah, me too. Okay, so now it's time for my favorite part, the eyes. Alright, so for that, I'm going to start with some eye primer, because primer makes everything last longer. At least that's what they say. And I tend to believe it, because it seems to be true. So I guess they say it because it's true. And who is they? Oh boy. Anyway, A little bit of eye primer, got some on each finger, and this is where I just use my fingers. I use my fingers quite a bit. I think everybody does. I don't know, whatever. I'm not going to brush this stuff on. I'm not going to be super professional with it, because I don't know if you've noticed by this time, I'm not a professional. But I am somebody who, you know, seems to be getting a lot of compliments and doing this, so whatever, I don't know. So now I have some primer on my eyes. Now I'm going to put some shadows on, and I always start in the corner with a little bit of white. And I have a lot of whites, but my favorite one is these ones. I'm going to use just the plain matte white, probably the best one ever. And I'm going to take my little brush that I tend to use for the corners of my eyes, because it, like, I don't know, it goes to a corner, so it works. Duh. Anyway, so do a little corner of some white there. And see, because you did all this powder, it doesn't matter that you're getting white everywhere, because it's not, you're not pressing it on there, so it's just going to brush right off. The white in this corner, because putting the white in the corner is going to just open up your eyes. At least that's how I feel. And how I feel is important. So shut up. Anyway, I'm just kidding. That was aggressively rude. Little brush. Brush that away. Take that away. And now I'm going to go along my brow bone with some sort of shimmery color that I use a lot. And that is this one. Oh my god. My director, producer person, Nathan, keeps making fun of me with some stupid faces he's making. I don't understand why he just doesn't come back behind the camera here. This brush is kind of flat, and I definitely know it's not really meant for eyes, but nobody is here to police what you do, so you just do what works for you. Now I'm going to take this little tiny little brush, this is a little tiny guy, and I'm going to take a dark color, such as a black or maybe a black, and I'm going to go to this side of my eyes here, right? So don't freak out. I'm going to pull this a little down a little bit and just do my waterline in black. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Now I'm going to kind of draw out where I want this, you know, this to go with this little tiny brush. And this is what I want to do. I'm going to take it up like this. Okay, there's where the black is going. It's going all the way up on this side. Same. They're not exactly the same. Doesn't really matter. This is just your little outline right now. And then I'm going to take from like the corner. Basically, I'm going to paint on where I want my like eyelid to kind of be. I'm going to start like right here and go up like an eyelid, like right over my real eyelid. Okay? Wow, you look crazy. You want to go out in public like this? No, I don't. Do the other eye. Okay, so now I'm going to take my little straight edge, and this is like a packet to some cheapy crystals I got at a store that everybody seems to go to. And I'm just going to hold it up to the edge here. You can use a card or a piece of paper or a bill envelope that you're never going to open because you're never going to pay that bill. I mean, that's what I would do. Then I'm just going to kind of just blend in some like black all along this little corner here, such as so. Oh, it's so not profesh. Don't worry, it will be. And then same on the other side. Oh my god. So now I'm going to take a different fluffy brush, and I'm going to take a dark brown to go over that black and sort of blend up into the shimmery stuff. So I am still going to use my little straight edge, my nasty little straight edge here, and just kind of go above. And I'm going to use that same brush, because that's what I do, and use a like browny red color. All the way to the corner. And then I'm going to take my little brush that had my shimmery stuff. And that, my dears, is my blend for now. Time to mimic that on the other side. That's not the brush I wanted. I'm going to take a little poofy flat brush. Why did I sing that? I don't know. I sing stuff. So there. Put a little shadow here and go kind of under my eye a little bit. Now, cut crease time. So for that, just take a little bit of concealer. And this is, I think people, anyway, nope. I have no idea what I'm doing. So I'm going to put the concealer like right underneath where I drew that black line, and it doesn't really matter if you go over it, because, I mean, actually going over it might be kind of good, because then that keeps it, like, you know, straight-ish. I'm going to use this flat brush, and I'm going to use like a shimmery white, and just kind of dab it over the concealer. Then I'm going to take my little poofy angly brush that I used for the black, and take some black up into the white, and just kind of try to blend it in until you get something you're satisfied with. Yeah, I'm good. I'm partying! Oh my gosh, both eyes are done. How good is that? But are they done? No, they're not. You need some other things. What is it that you need? Well, let's think. Glitter. Duh. Eyeliner, mascara, and lashes. So let's start doing some of that, shall we? So for this look, I'm going to use a very silvery, iridescent-y party style glitter. Glitter makeup. I try not to use like craft store glitter for my face, because I feel like it's not the same. Alright, so now I'm going to use my little sparkly, rainbowy, iridescent-y, this is the best, like, little, like, I love glitter. I love glitter so much. And then I know that they make like glues that are specific for glitter, like glitter glue, glitter adhesive, glitter whatever. I straight up just use Duo eyelash glue, like this one, because it stays everywhere. It doesn't like transfer. And I don't know if you've ever had like a boyfriend or a partner or whatever who's like hates when you wear glitter because it gets all over them. Because I used to have one of those. I don't anymore, because if you hate glitter, you ain't being with me. Fact. Anyway, so I use the Duo eyelash glue because it keeps it on, and I use some pretty cruddy paint brushes. And I honestly, these are just regular craft store paint brushes, because why not? To put glitter on. Sometimes makeup brushes are a little too pricey for dabbing a paintbrush in straight up glue, because this is not coming off as easy. I mean, it will eventually, but it'll probably rip up like half the hairs of the brush. So why use an expensive makeup brush when you just use a little crafty brush? So I'm just going to put a little bit of this painted on in the corner. Then I'm going to take a little floofy ruinable brush with some glitter and dab it on in there. Next eye, same thing. Oh my god, look at that pop. It pops. Now we're going to eyeline the eyes, eyeliner time. Did you know I'm not good at eyeliner? Because I'm probably not that great at makeup. It's all an illusion. But let's try it anyway, shall we? First time. Just kidding. Okay. Anyway. So, I'm not very precise with this, but I kind of just start in the middle and go down. And I am at an age where I am reaching an age I don't want to say out loud. And because I don't want to say that age out loud, then I'm not going to say it. But I will tell you that wrinkles and things are happening. So, I tend to overdraw. Like, I'm not going to do like a thin little wispy, like, oh, let's just do like a one strip of eyeliner. Like, I'm packing this crap in here. Because I use this liquid eyeliner, before I can like move my eyes and like do normal things, I need to fan dry it. So I'm just going to use my little dainty fan and kind of let it not be as liquidy anymore. And now it's mascara time. So, oh my god. We're filming little practice runs on doing makeup, and both times I got my mascara wand touched my... Bitch, did you see what I just did there? Next eye. Oh my god! Did I do that again or not? If that happens this time, I'm gonna scream and probably throw a mascara wand. Oh. Okay. Oh my god, you guys. You're not a ghost anymore. Lashes. I've got a lot of lashes. They're pretty big. Maybe I'll do 2 pairs. Sounds like a plan. Let's do it. Take a little duo eyelash glue and just like a very thin stripe along the edge of the lash. I just like do this business a whole bunch to like kind of make it roundy and formed my round eyeballs. And then some hot air helps a lot, you know, like just a little blow. Oh, cute. Just going to clip that on there. Now I'm going to take the $1.99, put that right on top of the other lash. Try to fit it in where you want it. Oh my god, it's beautiful. Okay. Last lash I'm putting on. Anyway, so lip time. So for that, I usually just use like a clear lip liner to outline. And then I'm going to pick a very basic-y plain color. The final touch to this face. For me, my final touch to almost every makeup look I ever do are rhinestones. I'm going to lay out a couple of those. Then I'm going to use a different kind of duo eyelash glue. I'm just going to put a little bit on top of all the glitter I did, because you know what? I like things that sparkle and shine. Who doesn't? And then I'm going to use a pair of tweezers to pick up my little gemstones. Always make sure they're in the same place. There you go. Then I'm going to take a little bit of setting spray. Spray so that stuff sets. And then, of course, setting spray. Fan it off. And now you're ready to go to work. Okay, so if you liked it, hit that like button. And if you have any suggestions or ideas or things that you'd like to see me try next, leave them in the comments below. And of course, please don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, peace out. Love you, love.